You know, most of us picture building wealth as this long, slow, boring climb up a flight of stairs, right? One identical step after another for like 40 years. But what if that whole idea is just completely wrong? What if building wealth is actually more like a video game? A game with three totally distinct levels, where the rules, the strategy, and even the way you play have to change completely if you actually want to win. Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to my channel, The Financial Exit. In the next few minutes, consider this your official roadmap, maybe even the cheat codes to financial independence. We're going to show you exactly how to level up your financial life. So here's the game plan. We'll start with the basic physics of money. Then we're going to navigate the three levels, the grind, the crossover, and the freedom phase. And finally, we'll get to the real prize, the ultimate goal of this entire quest. Before we hit start on any game, we have to understand the rules. And in the game of wealth, there's really only one score that truly matters. And that score is your net worth. It's super simple. It's everything you own minus everything you owe. It's not your salary. It's not how much your credit card limit is. This is the cold, hard number that tracks your progress. Everything we talk about from this point on is about one single thing: making this number go up. All right, player one, welcome to level one, the grind. Your first mission, if you choose to accept it, is to get to your first $100,000. And let me tell you, this is without a doubt the first major boss battle of the entire game. The legendary investor Charlie Munger, well, he put it a little more bluntly. He said the first 100 grand is well, you can see it right there. And he was so right. This first milestone is absolutely brutal. It really feels like you're pushing a massive boulder uphill, and gravity is fighting you every single inch of the way. So why is it so tough? Well, the math tells the whole story. At this stage, your progress depends almost 100% on your savings and your own hard work. You know that magical force of compound interest everyone talks about? Yeah, right now it's basically asleep at the wheel. A 10% return on 5 grand is just $500. I mean, it's nice, but it's not a life changer. You have to earn and save your way through this level. But here's something really important to remember. This struggle is the whole point. You're not just building a bank account here, you're building the machine. You're forging the habits, the discipline, the systems that are going to manage millions for you later on. This phase is what makes you the kind of person who can actually handle wealth. And right as you hit that $100,000 mark, the level's final boss shows up: lifestyle creep. You start to feel a little rich, you feel like you deserve a reward, maybe a new car, a nicer place. But giving in to that temptation is the number one thing that kills your momentum, right when it's finally starting to build. But if you can defeat that boss and stay on track, you graduate to level 2, the crossover. This is where you're aiming for your first million, and trust me, the entire physics of the game change completely. All of a sudden, the math just goes wild. A 10% return on $1 million is $100,000. Just think about that for a second. Your money is now earning more in a single year than most people make from their job. You've essentially cloned yourself economically. This is that crossover point, where your money finally starts doing the heavy lifting for you. This is exactly why your strategy has to evolve. In level 1, you were all offense, just focused on accumulation. Now you have to start playing defense. I mean, a 20% market drop isn't a $10,000 inconvenience anymore. It's a $200,000 gut punch. The name of the game is no longer just growth, it's preservation. And the new trap on this level, it's what I like to call the boring middle. You're technically rich on paper, but you don't really feel it day to day. So it gets really easy to become complacent, to stop paying attention, or worse, to get impatient and take some really dumb risks. You have to let the machine you built just do its work without you messing with it. If you can survive that boring middle, you unlock the final level, the freedom phase. We're talking multi-millionaire status. This is the point where work becomes truly 100% optional. This is where ideas like the 4% rule really come to life. With, say, a $3 million portfolio, you can pull out $120,000 a year, pretty much forever, without ever touching the original amount. This isn't just security anymore. This is total autonomy. At this level, your whole relationship with money and time just flips upside down. You stop trading your limited, finite time for money. Instead, you start using your money to buy back your precious, limited time. And this unlocks a brand new and much deeper quest.
When you no longer have to worry about paying the bills, you're faced with a much tougher question. What is my life actually for? The main challenge stops being about financial anxiety and starts being about finding real purpose.
So we've journeyed through all three levels, from the absolute grind all the way to true freedom. But what's the real prize? What have you been fighting for this whole time?
Well, it's not the money itself. It's the freedom it buys you. Every single dollar you save buys back a tiny piece of your life. $10,000 buys you freedom from that panic when your car breaks down. $100,000 buys you the freedom to walk away from a terrible boss. $1 million? That buys you ownership of your own time.
But it is so crucial to remember this one thing. Money is just a magnifier. It won't make you happy. It will only make you more of who you already are. If you're anxious and unhappy with $50,000, you'll probably be anxious and unhappy with $5 million. The personal growth has to happen right alongside the financial growth.
So, if you found this roadmap helpful for your own journey, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and maybe share it with a friend. And of course, make sure you subscribe to The Financial Exit so you don't miss our next breakdown.
And for our final thought, I really want to hear from you. Where are you on this map? Are you pushing that boulder in the grind? Navigating the boring middle and the crossover? Or are you figuring out your purpose in the freedom phase? Drop a comment below and let us know. The journey is long, but hey, just like in any good game, knowing where you are on the map is half the battle.